all of you. I'm Mrityunjay. I'm from KIIT Technology Business Incubator. I hope all of you know what a TBI means. And we are from that group, and we have been supported by almost government of all India agencies, start from Department of Science Technology, Biotechnology, BIRAC, MSME, TDB, you name them, they will be here. Now, why I'm telling, because we are in Bhubaneswar, which is in Odisha, and we have been doing substantial work in this part, and government is quite happy, and we have been now nurturing people all across the country, and also building new partnership in the globe. So what I was told that to run a session with you about grant writing, and just now I think the colleagues from CLEAN, they told me who are the people and what exactly you do. So let me tell you, all of you, that opportunity is everywhere in India at the moment. Clean energy, I think you can do really wonders if you are really packaging it well and you are building your problem statement quite well. Money is not a problem. Grant is not a problem. Seed fund is not a problem. Investment fund is not a problem. Only thing I can tell you, the packaging is a problem. You cannot take an idea, just go to anyone and ask for money. You need to build up something. So today, maybe I can, with that note, I will start that yes, with a lot of positivity, lot of opportunity in India at the moment. And if it's a clean energy, renewable energy, green energy, anything into energy, I think you should have a lot of energy to get that funds. So let's start on this. I thought maybe most of you will be biotech based, but yes, bioenergy is one of the most the vibrant component of biotech industries, or maybe the biotech innovation grant. So with that, I always talk about positive things. I am hardly talk about problems. I always talk about solution. I don't talk about negative things. I think about it, but I don't talk about it. So with that note, I can tell you all of you that think big, dream big, of course, with content, with substance, believe in big things. And then if you really think like this, the results will be really big for you. So let's start with what we are in the terms of biotech ignition grant management, what our startups have been doing. As I said, we have a very big incubator having 1.2 lakh square feet built up space. At the moment, almost close to 80 companies are inside. And you see here the snapshot in one slide that almost we have supported 85, now around 97 startups in the biotech space, where 65 is ongoing out of the 32 women entrepreneurs. And if you look at our journey from 2017 to 2020, have been quite interesting. 80 plus IP filed and 23 products developed. And a couple of companies are really doing turnover. Students, masters, BTechs, having turnover of a couple of crores per year. That is very, very exciting for us. So with that note, we should really push the clean energy, the renewable energy sector very much in the country. Now, what we provide, we are not only providing co-working space, like people give you table chairs, and they always tell you we have been mentoring. We go beyond it because we push more manufacturings. We access to KIIT prototyping facilities, co-working facilities. You can design here, you can print here, 3D printing, all kind of 3D printing here. We also build connects with you to different ecosystems. For example, renewable energy, green energy, you can take you to the different kind of government organizations, private bodies, who would be potential customers. So that is the very important part of it, because startups, innovators have been building things. Now, what I think a couple of minutes back, Juhi or Deepa mentioned about market connect, access, the right kind of value propositions you are including in your thing. It's very, very important. So we as an incubator, as a TBI, bring these avenues, this kind of services to our startups, not only space as a rental. Fundraising, licensing, legal. We are now also establishing technology transfer office with 15 members team. IP departments, intellectual property, people can really file your patents here without charging any money. And business mentorship, technology mentorship, customer access. Many of our startups during building certain things got the first client, which become big ones. including in your renewable energies. And they are now doing quite good, at least 10 crores turnover per year, which is, I think, is not a bad idea. From an idea from one person now having 30 people, having 10 crores turnover, that's what the job of TBIs and all of you to follow it up. What we provide, a lot of facilities. So forget about it, that facilities in the country is never a problem. It's all about your mindset, your intention, your problem statements, your team is a problem. And how do you package your problems? So you can get access not only in Bhubaneswar in KIIT TBI, you can also get everywhere, wherever you are. So these are only going to be, named like this: digital fabrication facilities. You can do prototyping, electronics facilities, heavy machinery labs, prototyping you can do. And you can also build sensors here. We have a NIDHI Center of Excellence in Digital Health. We have a BioNest. We have to do a lot of biological work, cell culture, process development, all kind of stuff, food testing facilities. And these are very capex oriented, very high expensive oriented. Now, startups cannot afford it. That's what I'm telling you. We do not only give space, table and chairs and computers and internet and air conditioned rooms. We go beyond it, create infrastructure which you cannot create as a startup or as an innovator. So you are in a platform where you're already anchored. You have everything available here, where you can bring strategies for you, how to commercialize, how do you tech transfer activities, market analysis, product marketing, branding. We have all built teams for this. And that's what KIIT TBI is quite known in the country. And we are one of the 5 centers of excellence in the country, which is supported by Ministry of Science and Technology. And we got it. It is not difficult, but what I realized, if you really, promote innovation entrepreneurship and help the startups to grow from in one individual to multiple, one concept to enterprise, I think things are going to happen. So this, do not worry about it. We already built a platform where somebody comes with an interesting idea. We might evaluate it, several rounds, discussions. We encourage them to refine it. We always look for coachable people. And if the team is quite strong, we bring resources, including finances like money, grant. Why I'm saying grant? Grant is a money which is spent for a project which you have written or got selected. You can spend, do not give it back to anyone. This is a grant, it's free. Now, when you take a seed money, soft loan, angel investment, these are returnable money, or with certain equity it comes. Now here, we as an incubator brings a lot of resources like this. I think KIIT TBI is very happy to raise almost close to 150 crores grant for its startups. It's not less money. 150 crores free money from Government of India agencies to experiment on your ideas, which you call a risky zone. So nobody is going to put money on your risky zones. They're going to, first you have to show them good prototypes, workable prototypes. It's in the market. Then only people come and they show that they're angels or they're VCs. Now for that, we build all infrastructure for you, all ambience for you, all enabling ecosystem for you. And these are, very, very interesting propositions I'm telling you for an incubator. In the country, you might find 200 plus odd incubator, but the authenticity, all depends on, like, you should have all these facilities, ambience around you. Otherwise, only providing business mentoring, things will not move. Only providing technology development, things will never move. Now, we help startups like you come with interesting ideas. We help you. We have a 30 members team. Some of them will talk to you and see that your ideas gets into the phase of growth or scale. For that, different things are required. So we have created different unique programs for all of you to really get into the incubation program, and then afterwards funded, invested, and then you grow. We have very successful examples. One of our startup company, you can Google now, last month raised 282 crores, called Far Eye Technology, own students from KIIT. The second company called I Serve You, it's a fintech companies, also raised, I think, 59.2 crores. There are several such examples we have built up, and this all is possible because of right manpower, right ideas, right team, and the right intention. So BIG is focused on building your capacities. This is called Biotechnology Ignition Grant, and energy, bioenergy is one of the strong component here. We are getting very few proposals in this, in the whole country. And everybody is pushing, how do you promote more bioenergy? And those who are coming, most of them are copy and paste, which they don't want. So this is 18 months program for all of you, ladies and gentlemen who are listening to me. 18 months program. It is very structured. We have done that. What will be happening in first 4 months, next 8 months, and next 8 months like this. So these programs, once you get selected, so there is a very competitions now. A lot of applications coming up from different parts of the country, and they go through a process of selection, which will come to you. And then if you get selected, you get a grant money of 50 lakhs, where you can hire people. You also can take salary. You can hire other people. You can hire equipment, take equipments, buy equipments, space, travel, a lot of things you can do. And these are all grant money. Remember, grant is never given back. It is spent on the project which you have, proposed. So this BIG grant is basically going to help you to sail smoothly through your entrepreneurial journey. And for you, maybe it could be bioenergy. But do not restrict to bioenergy. You can also apply this into precision agriculture, for example. So a lot of things can happen. Now, fundamentals of grant writing, it is for every sector, from medtech to bioenergy to health, anyone. A grant is not an idea. You cannot write a grant proposal based on idea. It's a big plan. It's a plan you have to do. You do a lot of things before you are writing a proposal. You control the decision. It means I am sitting in many of these panels. I know who is going to get it after the presentation. So you know, if you have done enough work, good work, and you understood how to package a grant or write a grant, I think you know the answer by the time you present your proposals to the committees. So let me tell you a couple of fundamentals of grant writing. And many people, they make mistakes because they're good in building technology, good building business plans. However, they're not very good in writing the grant proposals. So 1 hour. So what about this BIG grant? So BIG is a biotechnology ignition grant, which was launched in 8 years ago by BIRAC, a Department of Biotech Government of India agencies. It's a Section 8 not-for-profit company in 2012. It's a startup funding program. It means this BIRAC, they fund startups, innovators, individuals having interesting ideas with enough proof of concept. You get 50 lakhs rupees. And aim is to promote novel, cutting-edge ideas that are market-driven. It is not by research-driven only, and they got social impacts. So maybe I know some of you are doing exciting work on this bioenergy in these areas. Who can apply? Anybody, individuals, students, academicians. You have to be a bachelor's degree holder. Scientists, clinicians, researchers, anybody can apply. And the company has to be less than 5 years old. And the call is open, and the last date is 15th of September. And it takes hardly maximum 2 days to apply the proposal. Maximum 1 day, I can say. I can apply one proposal in a day. So you can take 2 days time. So still there is time. Do not think I'll apply next time. So next time never comes. Now, area of interest is very interesting. The big grant will be awarded to the people, to the team in these kind of areas who are providing solutions: agriculture, healthcare devices, drugs, vaccines, industrial biotech. Look here, bioenergy, waste management, nutraceuticals, bioinformatics, anything, AI, ML into the healthcare system, precision agriculture, a lot can happen. Now, which kind of, because everybody writes grant, I have been telling all of the people, there are 1,000 people writing grants. Why only 60 get, 70 gets up? Because they are not doing the right job in during writing the grants. So let me give you today, any grant proposal you're writing, it has to be well thought, thorough in the subjects, and you should know what you are writing and why you are writing. So what kind of technology or science is appropriate for the big grant? The BIRAC encourages entrepreneurs, innovators with the best ideas, technology solution, the ideation stage that are novel, market-driven, and have social impact. They never support basic research. I'll be doing for 5 years something. No, not allowed. 18 months. Exploratory research projects. It cannot support PhD research. People are still writing. And they spend 3 days, then they say no. I don't know why do they do. So you have to be smart person to write a proposal. Please remember, this is what a big is looking for. So you apply through a BIRAC portal. There's a common portal, and you can take some, KIIT TBI is a big partner. We are an implementing partner. Finally, the proposal comes to us. We go for the review. So the criteria is like this. We look at technical feasibility, novelty of this, impact, team credentials, and clarity of go-to-market strategy. Look at here. Science is inbuilt, team is inbuilt, IP is inbuilt, the go-to-market strategy, business is inbuilt. So very, very important. You have to address each and every point. Otherwise, you lose marks. How it works? You as an innovator, BIRAC is funding to you through us. So the blue guy is KIIT TBI. And the big grantee may be you as you get a grant. And the BIRAC is the funding agencies. Now, this is what I try to tell you. That here, three of us have to do something good work. Why I'm talking to you today? Because if you apply through KIIT TBI, we want maximum conversion. We really worked day and night for all of you to see that our applicants are getting better. So KIIT TBI as a big partner will be responsible for reviewing the proposal, disbursing the funds to the grantees, and monitoring the projects. So also will provide a lot of mentoring, clients, finding the right clients, networking, and help for future follow-on funding getting. So many of our startups have got multiple rounds of follow-on funding. That's what our strength is, sitting in Bhubaneswar. The process is very simple, but very competitive. Eligibility count, blind peer reviews by 4 or 5 experts, step evaluation, presentations you do, and then finally selection. So this sounds, a big journey, big process, but for me it's a very simple. If you are good, if you've done enough work and very crystal clear clarity in the go-to-market strategies, I think you get it. I know whenever I'm sitting in the committees, I know who is going to get it, and the selection committee feels a similar way. So what is the structure for big applications? Whenever you write any applications, any proposals, please remember that you cannot write the same proposal to all funding agencies. Look what the funding agency looks for. So today I'm speaking to you about big applications, which is very, very big driven. Title of the proposal has to be very catchy. Do not write multiple statements, multiple sentences in a proposal. A proposal has to be 2-liner. The titles has to be 2-liner. It should have a proposal summary. If I am not going to the whole proposal, if I read the proposal summary, I must know what exactly you're proposing. How are you solving? If that is not done, nobody is going to read always 10 pages of your proposals. They're only going to read half a page of your proposal and understand what exactly you're trying to tell us. Now, this is called proposal summary, and this has to be written very nicely. Objectives and proposed approach, very clarity. Objectives cannot be more than 3. Who are the team members? And teams should have complementarity. You cannot put all bioenergy people in one team. See that there is a designer, there is a marketing guy, there is an engineer, there is a bioenergy specialist. This is good. Bring complementarity to a team. Never take your husband, wife, or friends together. It's not going to happen. The novelty component, because everyone is today looking at the start of India, they're all looking at, what is the innovations component? Are you building a normal company or are you building a global based company? So think about it, IP, intellectual property, technology, TRLs, technology readiness levels, all these components you must learn. These are not difficult. These are very 2-day job, to be very honest with you. Only thing, you have to have a good intention to package it. Opportunity, the challenges and risk factors associated. It is very, very clear that, see, these are the challenges or the risk might be associated with this proposal. If you don't express it, and if they find out, they give you negative marks. You must have done enough preliminary work. You cannot simply say, I'll build up a rocket which is going to go to moon. Sorry, it's not business potential, right? You might say, I'll develop something which is going to detect coronavirus in less than 5 seconds, which is 98% accuracy. Oh, wow, very interesting. But they will ask you, how, what you have done so far. You've got enough credentials. These things are very, very important. In any proposal you are writing, please reflect that you have done enough work. You are engaged already. You are not going there just to get marks, money. I have seen startups, if I tell them, See, there is a call for proposal in water. Yes, sir, I have a technology. 5 minutes afterwards, see, there is a call in forest. Yes, sir, I have two technologies. I don't know what they're doing. You have to very focus, at least maximum two, right? You cannot go 10 and 20. Today you talk about moon and tomorrow you talk about sun. No, it's not going to happen. And the future plan for commercialization. If you're developing something, how can you commercialize? So bring business people into your team. Intellectual property, patents, references. Of course, budget is very normal here. Now, the title of the proposal is very important, I told you. Think about a catchy title. Be creative, but very concise, I told you. 2 sentence maximum. 2 lines maximum. Now, I have seen people writing 5, 6 lines, all rejected there itself. But they're very literature guys. They're not very scientific guys. It should include keywords that clearly convey what the project is about. You cannot simply, write just like that. It is often used to assign review groups. Do not use keywords like analysis, study, because it becomes very monotonous, very classical. Use keywords that highlight the novelty and impact of the work, such as cost effective. Never write it's cheap. Says novel, is cost effective, affordable, user friendly. And a good title is a clearly written POC statements highlighting the advantages, USP of the solution you are proposing. And define your projects. The proposal summary is equivalent to the abstract of a research paper. Should not be too many words there or too many technicals, because there are many different kind of reviewers. They might not be on your subject, but the reviewers should understand what exactly you are conveying. Should be able to stand alone. It may be all the reviewers read. Should clearly define the objectives of the work and convince that you understand the subject and the need and can help them to solve the problem. The reviewers must know you are the only guy who could understand the need and who can solve the problem. Use the relevant figures, statistics to convince them there is an unmet need. Look, for example, you talk about traveling to moon, journey to moon. It's not need. So bring an unmet need component. That now looking at the energy sector, the crisis, I'm building a new platform. I know something. I'm bringing rural electrifications through these kind of concepts. Very interesting. There's an unmet need for it. Tell your story. Convince them. Build your case very strong to logical conclusion. Is what finally you expect to achieve. I have seen people present, maximum good ones. They don't tell what exactly they want to achieve. They speak everything from A to Z, but they always miss what exactly they want to achieve. Please do that. I think it doesn't take much of time. It's only packaging your story nicely. I hope I'm audible, or everybody they all listening?
Yes, sir.
You are.
Yes,
Yeah.
audible, sir.
Okay, I hope this is not too much, or shall I tone down, something like that?
So I think we have to be little open for this member to, if they have any questions, so they can speak.
Yeah, anytime. Any
Right,
questions you have?
Yes. So hi, clean members. So you are open. This is an open platform now. If you have any question as of now, you can please ask.
Hi, Deepa, they can
Yeah.
unmute themselves and ask the question.
Yeah, please.
Yes.
Please if anybody has any question, please unmute and ask. Or write in a chat box also.
Go ahead, madam. Later on, we'll ask question. Okay.
Okay. Is it okay? I should go ahead?
Go ahead, please.
Perfect. So look at the proposal summary. Do not make the problem sounds too large or overambitious. People write they want to solve the problem of cancer, COVID-19. It's not possible, right? So do not write overambitious that I'll really solve the energy crisis problem by new technology. It's not possible. And that to be solved in 50 lakhs money. Rather pinpoint a very specific focused problem that you are trying to solve. In your proposal summary, uniqueness and advantages and economic benefits need to be highlighted. Any proposal you write in your proposal summary. Uniqueness, that you need to show the distinct difference between your intervention, your invention, or your ideas and the prior art. It means what others have done it so far. Do a literature survey. Bring that uniqueness component. Advantages, how these differences are creating functional improvements, which includes your advantages like better performance, user-friendly, faster, low cost, more efficient or effective, like this. And finally, how these attributes translate into economic benefits. Quantify benefits whenever possible. So these are very, very important. People make mistakes. And to be very honest with you, they say my project was very, very good. It was rejected because they never deep dive into the packaging of the whole project. So these are very, very important. Please, whenever you're writing a proposal, think about it. Very clarity. So concept note to upload, explain more in details about underpinning the technology, the working principles, what is the interventions exactly, how did it work? Because people always write, yeah, I'll be doing by this method, and nobody understands what the method about. So please talk about it. You bring more visuals to show that how your final product is going to look like. Bring designs into it. The images of the product could be placed here, and the diagrams could be highlighted. All these things you can think about, because there are 500 people are competing and only 60, 70 are getting. How do you do that? Because you have to be better in each and every points what I'm discussing with you. It's not only BIG grant, every grant proposal. So far, my team knows, my record says, whatever I have written so far, we raised a couple of, maybe 100 crores. All projects got funded except one, because I knew what they wanted and I packaged the way they wanted, not what I wanted. So please remember this thing. They are very, very important. And please provide all details like experimental conditions or designs, whatever you are going to do, the PAs, the materials used. You cannot say I'm using one flexible materials for energy trapping, solar energy trapping. What the material is, how good it is, how bad it is. So you have to talk about it. Sensitivity, specificity. All experts sign non-disclosure agreements. So don't worry about it. Nothing is going to be disclosed. They all sign NDAs. Please remember, whenever you're disclosing something, get the NDA signed. Preliminary work done is very, very important. Any laboratory testing evidence, publication, supporting evidence, backup data, all you have to showcase. It means they should know out of 500, you are the one who has done enough work, you are engaged before you came for your funding. Your proposals should clearly state at what stage your project is now, including TRS level called technology readiness levels. Is very ideation stage, or have done enough preliminary work, or got positive results to corroborate the technical feasibility. Give those validations kind of work. If you're developing a device or diagnostics, please mention that you have done a thorough clinical programs. You have talked to doctors. In your case, you have talked to the society, talked to the stakeholders, talked to the government, and they could show positive things. Everything has to be mentioned there. And team is very important. Always, as a reviewer, I always look at the team first. Then I look at the proposal. Who are the team members? Are they energyful people? Are they clear from what they're talking about? Your team should be well-rounded with people from competing skill set. For example, if you're developing a device, you should include by-design engineer, person, clinicians, like this kind of stuff. You are also suggested to include the hospital name, industry partners like this. If your project includes fabrication, then you should have an idea of company or person to reach out for fabrications. Provide letter of supports. These things are very, very important. Also try to include the business mentor or marketing persons who would help you to commercialize your product. These things are very, very important. People don't talk about it, but it's reflect to the committee that your team has both the technical skills as well as the business mentors to take the project forward. The novelty is a innovative element. Advantages, what proportion of the product can be attributed to the novelty, how it is better than your competitors, what will you make different. This has to be clearly visible, reflected in your proposals, on your presentations. I think the committee sits there for 7 minutes, they take a quick decision if you are clear from your statements. Of course, you do competitive landscape analysis, which I'm not talking about it, from cost perspective, from different parameters perspective, from features perspective. Do that, provide a chart like this, a table like this, which is going to make them very, very clear with competitors. This is expensive, this is less, this is good, like this. And you have to build up the opportunity. What will the project contribute to a community? What will be the utility of your products? Whether it has got benefit to health, economic benefit, environmental benefit, like in your case, everything, it's environmental benefits too. Clearly and briefly state the importance of the problem being addressed. So many people, they speak everything, they never talked about the real problem statements. So first you start with problem statements, then you build your proposal. If your idea is to develop a platform technology, then mention possible applications. In other fields, you have to show them the market is big now for this. Feasibility. Important points you have to bring out to highlight that the idea that you're proposing is doable. You cannot talk about some undoable ideas that in 18 months I'll complete. Not possible. So talk about ideas which is doable, which is digestible by the regular members. And then you can build in 18 months. So challenges and the risk factor, which I said, be vocal in this, be clear in this. Identifying risk involved is very, very important, because otherwise they will give you negative marks. What are the risks associated with the project? For example, in collecting data, analysis, sample size, social, seasonal, anything you mention, they like it. As an innovator, you should be able to foresee the major risk that stands between you and your objective. What are the mitigation plans? What are the alternative strategies you have built up? The backup plans also you should mention there. At least one backup plan. If plan A fails, plan B might work. An IP strategy is called intellectual property, the patents, the copyright, whatever you say. The state prior patents, if you have a provisional patent, please showcase. And you have them mention that in the application. Tell what it is all about, very, very briefly. Do a thorough patent analysis to understand which you are developing. Others might not have developed earlier and they have got the claims. And once you do the same thing, they will put you through legal complications. So what we call FTO analysis, freedom to operate. It means what you are building, developing, you've got enough freedom to operate or to do business, whatever. So these things you cannot say, I don't know, because many big companies are watching which small companies are infringing or neglect or violating their IP regime. They will put you under legal suits and you will be nowhere after a couple of months. Who shall own it? This is very, very clear. You have to bring IP strategies. Now, as I said, this is very, very important. The technology built up, the IP, all 10% that contributes to the development of enterprise. The more important is plan for commercialization, the business model. From a product level, from a 1 or 2, how do you scale up the business proposals for that? The market size, where to go, where you can sell it, how do you package it? What will be sold? Clearly mention, is your innovation is a standalone product or could be segregated into different components? Identify your customer base, who would be customers, cost economics, all these things. I think you know better. And the roadmap. Today you are getting BIG grant or any grant, how are you going to build it in next 18 months and what is next to it, at least for next 5 years. You need to build it up. The big roadmap for the BIG grant and follow on BIG after BIG grant. Very, very important. You must have,
yes, sir. Sorry to interrupt you here. I think we have to be addressed. There is in a chat box, people are asking such questions. So, right. So I think that would the right time, I think, to address these questions first. Thank you, sir. So, first question is, are you going to be share this presentation with all the participants?
Done. It will be shared. It is not a question, information, right?
Yeah. Okay. So, sir, from whether the proposal should be related to the medicine only, or it can be include the clean energy also.
Yeah, I mentioned that, right? Green energy, waste management, anything linking to the human system, agriculture, energy, bioenergy, all these things will come to. No problem.
Okay, great. Right.
And somebody can talk to me on what exactly they are thinking. I can really define it here itself. without disclosing the process. We can discuss. We can also really help them to package it nicely, the BIG.
Okay. And then the question is there, sir, what costs are covered under this program? That is
What calls?
Cost.
Cost. Okay, so coming to that, so let's go to the cost part of it directly. You're more interested in there. So these are the costs. Look at here. Equipments, you can ask for 13 to 15 lakhs. Manpower, 15 lakhs. Consumable, 15 lakhs. Rentals, like you'll be incubating somewhere, right? Travel, 1 lakh. IP cost, 1.5 lakhs. Contingencies, outsourcing. So all together, 50 lakhs. So equipment, manpower, consumables, rentals, travel, IP, contingency, outsourcing. This is not the only money. Once you get a BIG grant, if you build it better, you can think about the next level. There are a lot of schemes available, BIP program, SIBRI program. I'm telling you, in our country, money is enormous for such kind of things. Only thing you don't know about how to package it. You don't have the informations. I think that's what we teach. Our startups are very, very smart. When they join, they didn't much info. Right now, oh my God, you ask my colleagues, they'll tell you, some of them have got 4 or 5 grants in multi-crores. So all things, this is a small grant, 50 lakhs. For us, this is a small grant. The better would be a couple of crores from different sources. Even you can go to, Bharat Petroleum, oil agencies. A couple of our startups has got 1.5 crore each grant money from, oil and gas agencies. You have to package it nicely for them, including health startups got money. If for energy startups, I think all the oil and gas sector are going to see your innovations, your product, to be very honest with you. So money you can ask, and yeah, it's almost done quickly, because this is what you have to write. This is the basic ingredients of a grant writing. It's not only for BIG, the clarity, the team, the innovation, the IP, everything. It's a business strategy, everything you have to describe very clearly and with a roadmap of 18 months, what in the big sector, in the BIG. Right?
Yes, sir.
Anything else? Anybody wants to discuss about anything, a idea, or maybe, or they are not, if they're saying we'll steal it, I don't know, but you can discuss offline afterwards. Sir, I've got this idea, I want to build it up, how to build it. We can really work on those things.
Okay, so there is also a question that what cost is covered under this program. Is 18 months a standard period, or it can be lesser, as well as depending upon the project?
Perfect. So 18 months is the maximum. However, if you can complete in 12 months, very good. They like it. In fact, they love it. We have very few proposals which got ended in 12 months. And if you do it, I think you have got special attention. I think, they will really like it. However, don't write a proposal which is of 2 months duration. They will not fund it.
So,
right?
Right, sir. So just proceeding the same question, sir. I'm just explain more. So can the same company get multiple grants under the same program for different areas like health and clean energy?
No, sorry. So one company only can get one. They can apply to one call, but they can only get one. Second, if you are a founder of a company and you are the major shareholder, again, next time you apply for the similar one, you will not be entertained for that. But the question is, once you finish this and you successfully develop something, you can apply for second grant. However, you are applying for BIG, you got selected, you can apply other grant scheme called BIP, CRAs, SIBRI, there is no problem. But same BIG call, you cannot get next grant within the next 18 months if you get selected. Is it clear now?
Yes, sir. For clean member, if you have any more questions, please unmute yourself and speak up. Or you can write in a chat box also.
I think some of them should speak now. I don't know what.
Yes.
Hi, Mrityunjay sir. This is Advait. So we skipped a few slides in between. Should we go through them as well?
Which one?
We skipped the couple of slides over here, or
okay. You
it was
that?
from the roadmap.
Yeah, we were on the roadmap.
I think what I told you already is mentioned here. For example, that's here roadmap. I said, right, that you should have clearly mention what you'll do in 18 months. Then post 18 months, means post big grant, what you'll be doing. How do you see yourself in the market? The committee wants to understand. They don't want to see you are only very short-sighted person, that you have said something for only 18 months. Very important. Now, objectives, the core experiments you have to build up. You have to talk about it. The milestone, the quantifiable results that you are envisaging for each objective. It has to be mentioned. An approach like methodology, it has to be mentioned very clearly. How are you doing it? You cannot say, that I'll do it in my laboratory or in this institution, nothing to be disclosed. No, sorry, because they want to analyze you. They want to review your proposals. Now, timeline and work plan for big, like give such kind of diagrams that first months I'll be doing like this, second I'll be 2 to 8 months I'll do like that. So divide them and see what exactly you are doing it. So mention, in those bulbs I have shown, mention what exactly you're doing there. I'll be doing the first prototyping. I'll be doing, designing of this one. I'll do a, piloting of 20. Then I'll do something. So talk about it. So they know you are building the timeline and the work for the BIG grants. Very, very important. Now, the roadmap of 4 to 5 years, during the big funding, I'll register my startup company. I'll do fabrication, hygienic device, I'm building it up. I'm designing the appliance using lab testing I'm doing, validation I'm doing. So build it, the roadmap for you. And after the post big, I'll be raising funds from angels, from who are the potential angels you can talk about, or the VC rounds. I'll be doing some trials, get some regulatory approval, or I'll do the marketing and commercialization. So this post 18 months around, next 2-3 years, what are your plans? So these things are very, very important. It's not about only 18 months. Post 18 months is also very important. How do you see yourself? Once you get BIG, you'll do this much. And after you finish, what you'll do in next, 3 years. Very, very important. And then we came into budget. Budget is the least concern, because if your pitching is good, concept is good, packaging is good, money is granted, 50 lakhs. And money you can ask anytime, you can exchange it, right? So, but these are the maximum you can ask. So 50 lakhs. So my colleague, Dr. Namrata, I think she's not well. And you can contact her. You can contact my other colleagues here, Arpan, Riya, Swati, Rajiv, those who are here. Even Surekha, madam also there. Maybe talk to them and they'll basically, guide you if you're going to write a grant. Never stop, never think I'll write next time. I'll still, after finishing my presentation, I'll start writing one more grant. Not that every time I'm writing grant, but I'm, writing a grant for something. So I cannot stop it next time. Whatever you do, don't be arrogant. Be simple, humble, and grounded, and you will win the race. So with that note, I thank all of you. Any more questions you have, we'll be very happy to take it up. And my team is quite humble. They are simple people, grounded people. Always they'll be there to help you 24/7, just like I know Delhi police or Mumbai police. So we'll be there to help you. Write to any one of us, and some one of them will connect the right people. I hope this was okay for you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mrityunjay ji. Let me once again just call out to our members to see if there's any last questions that they have. Any questions, team? Yep.
Yeah, I would like to request the members again, even if you can share a broad outline, it's a very rare opportunity you have. Dr. Suar is here. He can sound you out with your ideas and maybe guide you how to fine tune it to make it more BIG aligned. So
no, Surekha may not be BIG. You can think about other projects, right?
Absolutely, absolutely, sir.
Absolutely.
But this is a good platform. You, without disclosing your USP, you can definitely sound out 1 or 2 ideas that's there, something that you're working on or something that you have in your mind.
Definitely. Anybody would like from the member group? Anybody would like to share any thoughts? Aditya, I think I can't see Akanksha there. Dada Sahib ji.
Yeah, Dwight.
Yeah,
Am I audible?
Yeah, quite audible. Yes.
Yeah. So actually, I had a plan of establishing a offshore power grid, which will be completely independent of any renewable or any conventional fuel. Actually, the thing would be like a boat which will be anchored at a place. It will have the wave energy harvesters. So basically, they move along with the wave, and then the movement is actually captured, and then it is converted into energy.
So how much energy you are spending to move that boat first?
No, the boat is once moved in, and then it is anchored there.
Okay.
So it is like a ship going there, and it is anchored there. And then the whole system is surrounded with arm-like things, which will move along with the waves, and then that reciprocating motion is then in turn converted into
energy. I got it.
Yeah.
And you're going to store it or directly supply it? Grid. Off grid, you say.
There is an option. We can store it, or we can just locally distribute it. Like not storing it into some great this thing. Locally distribute it along the beach.
Okay.
So this would be having the platform would be having edges would have the wave energy harvesters. The central part would basically be made up of solar panels. So basically what will happen is the structure would be made from solar panels in the bulk. What we
somehow I got your point.
Yeah.
And what you are looking at. So now tell me, you are integrating a couple of stuff. So what is the innovation here? Ask yourself. And the cost economics. So for example, you are building such and going to one place in a board, and then you are installing. And so for how many days is it going to provide energy in that place?
So the life would be around 6 months continuously it would operate, and then we need to take a 15 to 20 days of a maintenance break.
Okay.
So actually this partial projects have been implemented at various
look at your capex here, and these are not BIG centric, to be very honest with you. And if you can, you want to really work with some development. Do you know somebody from MNRE?
No, not actually.
Aditya will be able to help you with that.
Yeah.
So do that. Talk to somebody, advisors, because they don't find very interesting advisors. Still, you can go, because some of our startups already went through and then got accreditations, approvals from there. But funding wise, you can also work with the institutions and can write a projects for piloting, because these are highly capex intensive. And then you say, I'm going to put up a piloting 5 to 6 places, and you can ask for ₹1 crore, and they will give a grant through institutions. So that is quite possible. MNRE does that. I have been in a part of the review panel, so they do it. Now, MNRE never gives direct money to a startup. However, if you develop something and they need it through a tender notice, they can really consider your case. But at the moment, go through a process of technology development. This is not a technology development, this is a product development. And where you write to them that I'm going through, let's say, this institution. Where are you from? If I ask you, which place?
Belgaum, Karnataka.
Belgaum. So go to somebody institution nearby which is good in this kind of, and they've got credential. Apply for a joint proposals. MNRE gives you around close to ₹1 crore. The first committee gives towards ₹1 crore. Then if you say more money you need, it goes to second level, where a bit more complicated happens. So think about it, where you want to showcase people. This is quite possible economics wise, because right now if you put ₹1 crore from somewhere, you find that it is not viable from economics point of view, because it's a highly capex intensive. Kal maan lo kuch aa gaya, usme tufan aa gaya, something will happen. What will happen next one? So think about all this perspective and be critic to your ideas always. I can tell all of you, always criticize, be better next time. We have seen many people, they have failed, but they really become very strong afterwards. So failure is a part of always becoming a successful entrepreneur. So take it as a positive note. Right. So I think I could see, I cannot tell you everything at the moment, but good that you are thinking like this, very unusual, and you might have to narrow it down to something else afterwards once you find out the problems. And but this is a good, I think I'll congratulate you for this. But talk to the real stakeholders, the peers in these areas. I'll tell you that don't put your money in this.
Yeah.
You go through your institutions.
So I have been approaching two institutes right now for the technology. One is IIT Chennai, which has
very good brand.
Yeah, which has some technology developed already.
Yeah.
And then one is NITK Surathkal.
Oh, very good. That's also very good.
Yeah. So both the institutes have ocean energy or something like that.
Go through MNRE department, look for a R&D project, 1 crore fund, it is done.
Yes.
Or for all of your information, there is called Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. The division name is called TDT, Technology Development Department. And there also you can apply for this through institutions. I'm a professor. You can also ask 1 crore rupees, no problem.
Yes.
Good.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Brittany, there are a couple of more questions that have also come.
Yeah, somebody's asking or making noise. Maybe mute them.
Kamraji, I think, do you have a question? Okay, thank you, Kamraji. So a couple of questions that have come up over here on the chat as well. I'll quickly draw your attention over there. So one question is about SPVs, special purpose vehicles, and whether somebody can apply for this grant through an SPV which has been created away from the main entity. Sharon, feel free to jump in and elaborate on your question if required.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mithunji, any comments on that?
No. What special purpose vehicles he or she is talking about?
Okay. Sharon,
so you are saying it's not a private limited company, and you have made certain SPV to do something. So you want to apply through that? That's what you're saying, entity?
Yes, that's what I think it seems like.
Mm-hmm. Okay, maybe somebody else can. It's a branch of main company. Yeah, it's a branch of main company, but why they're not the main company? See, the main company, they want to apply for BIG test to 5 years old only, not more than that, registration wise. Now, what is called, for them, branch does not exist. Branch means company only.
So I'll say have a registration sort of a certificate, something like.
Yes. You have to upload registration of certificate, ROC,
right.
Certificate. Otherwise, they will not consider.
Right. So in case the branch is registered as a subsidiary company apart from the main company, then it still could work.
Yeah. It has to be less than 5 years. It should not be major shares should not be held by the foreign nationals. It has to be all for the Indian nationals.
Right. Sharon, hope that answers your question. Great. And there was one more question from Kundan about the tax. If there's any tax benefit, for applying for this grant for purchase of equipments, and also if whatever taxes are to be incurred, while processing of this grant or not processing, implementing of this grant, whether it will be accommodated in the larger grant amount or will it be separate? I guess
GST amount is included in this.
Right. I think that's quite common across grants.
Right. Now, for example, you are buying equipments, you need to pay custom duty. It's a foreign imported, right? Indian, so you can pay GST. Now you will apply, getting something from Germany. Now, if you as an individual, you apply and you might have to pay more tax, custom duty. There is around 30%, I think. Now, if you go through an incubator like us or institutions, you buy through them, their shipment, you get around 8.5%. So that you have to negotiate, you need to talk to your host institutions. So we always help our incubator startup company to give them access to our DSI certification. Right? So it depends on who is with you and all. So I think don't worry about it, because these are all, as per the law, it has to be done, but all the money is inclusive of GSTs.
Great. I think we have covered all the all of the questions, and I'm sure members will keep coming up with more questions as they start looking at the grant in detail and start applying for it.
Yes.
We will share the email IDs as well within. Members, I would like to request all of you to also fill up the feedback form that has been shared by KIIT team. That will definitely help them as well as give you access to the recording of the session, and you can sort of go back to some of the slides through Sarsa's voice narration. Great. Deepa, anything that you would like to add?
Yes, I just want to ask a question from sir. Hope I'm not taking much time. So,
No, no, please,
it
please.
is, thank you. So it's really grateful to getting the more insight how we'll get fund. So can we give us a little insight? So what are the why the proposal got rejected? What actually the mistakes we have done intentionally, unintentionally while drafting the proposals? So can you give us a little idea about
Yeah,
it would
very, very. I think
an idea of explaining the methodology of this?
yeah, I feel I'm good in that.
Thank you.
Always it's a tendency of all of us, including me. We always write what we want to write. And what we always say, this is the novel one, this is the best one, only we say. It is not vetted by, not validated by others. So our packaging has been very self-centric. That's why we fail in writing a proposal, getting a project approved. Now, always think from the reviewer's perspective, what they want. They have been hearing your people like you maybe 20, 30 in a day. And look at the psychology, if I'm hearing more than 5, 10, I want to look for a catchy points. So that's why I said your titles has to be very catchy, your innovations, the team, at the time that you say, I am so and so, it's full of energy. It is done. Even if you're writing also, it has to be very, very crispy. However, you cannot say people write, I have not disclose it. It will be discussed during the presentation. It's not done because your review has been reviewed under process. So what I said from all my slides, if you look at, it's all about how do you write, what you write, how do you package, how do you bring all clarity in terms of ideas to methods, to objectives, to your team, complementary expertise, it all matters. So there's nothing like grants got rejected just like that. Which got grant rejected, if you take and measure through what I've said today, you will find your own answers, to be very honest with you. Now, why I'm saying I've written many grants not get rejected because I always write from the reviewer's perspective also. My flavor is there, but not always my flavor. I have to write, see, these are the things very, very important. Tell them which is doable also. People always write in 18 months, I'll solve everything. They start doubting your capabilities because it's not possible. Now, that's why grants get rejected. It's never is not. You are doing good things, but you are not packaging, you're not reflecting properly, you are not telling it properly, you are not giving them more clarity. By reading the proposal summary, as I said, they should take a call. Oh my God, I think I should read the whole 10 pages. As a reviewer, I review many proposals. I can tell you, I get 100, maybe 15 I review really nicely. The rest 85 said in rejected in the first because the summary is so badly written. Nothing is there, nothing is concrete in there. So think from all this perspective, you will get the answer. But once you bring case by one case, I can really dissect it for you and tell you where it got rejected.
Thank you, sir.
And apart from this, all of you, BIG is one vehicle. There are a lot of other schemes available from ministries. Look for MSME schemes, and all of you, maybe Sureka will tell you, they just put this scheme of MSME where you can bring 500, beneficiaries. You can get around 4 to 5 crores grant money. There is MSME grant, BI grant. If for prototypes, you can get 15 lakhs grant money. There is a Prayas grant. There is a, electronics, Tide, Métis grant. I think money in our country is not a problem. It's all about, as I said, problem statement, team, and how do you package. Very, very important. And business acumen. All ministries now putting money. Everyone, including oil and gas, including Minister of Defense, all. So think about it. Everyone has money, but they're looking for good ones. I think If you package it, write it properly, think about it, why somebody should give you 50 lakhs grant money just like that. Your father will not give you. Your mother will not give you. Because they should have confidence in you that you can deliver something good. So think from that and start writing. I think you will win the rest. But however, be simple, humble, and grounded. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. So done.
Deepa, I think are we then good to wrap up?
Yes. Yeah.
Great.
Okay,
thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much for attending. Thank you, KIIT TBI team to host it and answer many of those queries. It's been a pleasure, and I'm sure people from within CLEAN network will reach out to you for further queries.
Perfect. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, CLEAN. Thanks, all of you, and thanks, my colleagues here.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Deepa, and thank you all the members.
Thank you,
Thank
Shweta.
you.